All right. Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another edition of Stout Sunday. All right. And joining me this morning, we have Mr. Eric Fraunfelter, Thomas Metal 5, a.k.a. Massachusetts Beer Reviews. Good morning, Eric.
Good
Cheers
morning.
to you. A little morning coffee going on there. Nice. And we've got the Beverage Ramble down there in Georgia, Jean-Pierre. Good morning, Jean. Right.
Hello, John.
John, you are frozen at the moment.
Let it go. Let it go.
Hopefully that will
Morning, John.
resolve it.
There you are. You're unfrozen.
There we go. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and see what everybody's drinking this morning. We'll start with you, Eric.
All right.
What do you got?
Yeah.
What do they call this? This is one of their limited release beers that's in a new mixed 12 pack from the Lord Hobo Brewing Company. Oh, it's called the Bitter Sweet Dreams. It's a imperial stout with chocolate. According to Untapped, it is brewed with cocoa nibs, and it's 8.5% alcohol by volume. So I will crack this open and give it a pour. This is canned on the 21st of October, 2022. Any other information? This is from their flagship location in Woburn. I think they have a Woburn, Massachusetts, and I think Cambridge.
Oh, I didn't even know okay, so they have two locations now.
I think they have a Cambridge one, but the main facility for brewing and packaging would be most likely Woburn. Yep.
Okay.
So there you go.
Hopefully Jean will be back shortly. He was having some technical difficulties. We've got Craig Swinson in the chat. He says he likes Lord Hobo. He'll try that one to see, or if he sees it. All right. Yep. Cheers to you, Craig.
Right, 12-pack was really good. All right. There's your pour. Not a huge head. One thing.
Looks good.
There it goes.
Since Jean is not here at the moment, I will just tell you what I got real quick. From Jack's Abbey, this is the Bourbon Barrel Aged S'mores Framing Hammer, 12% alcohol. So this is 2021 or earlier. The new 2022 lineup, which I've been reviewing all of them, they clearly state 2022. So this is, I want to say this is last year. I want to say it's 2021, but I can't be sure because there's no date anywhere on here, or nothing on the bottle. When I pour it, I'll look at the bottle, but I don't see anything printed on the bottle either. So it's at least a year old. But this one has vanilla beans, lactose, and cacao beans in there as well. So lactose, vanilla, and cacao. And I'll go ahead and pour mine up really quick too, and then we'll just get into these bad boys. And hopefully Jean will be back soon because he had a really good stout this morning.
Yep.
All right. And there you go. Nice streaming bubbles going up the glass there. I'd say about a finger's worth of a dark tan head. The appearance of the beer itself, very, very dark brown. When you hold it up to the light, you can see little brown notes on the bottom. But for the most part, just looking at it with the naked eye, it looks jet black. All right. And we've got Jason Cleveland in the chat. Good morning to you. And Kyle, you're wearing the same shirt as me, so you got to change. All right. And yeah, okay. Just making sure that wasn't Jean in the private chat. All right. Let's go ahead and just get into these. And like I said, hopefully Jean will be back soon, but we'll go to you, Eric. You can tell about your Lord Hobo.
The Lord Hobo, yeah. Again, this is in their new variety pack, and they had a variety pack that has the Imperial Stout, the Boom Sauce, which is a double IPA, They had an experimental IPA, and I feel like I'm missing another beer, but those were the core beers that were in.
What about the Doom sauce, the black?
I have had the Doom sauce before. If you like really dank, dark beers, that is the one for you. Not in that variety pack, but
not in the variety
comes out
pack.
a couple times throughout the year. That would be a good beer to try if you like IPAs and stouts. So here's the beer. It's going to cling to the glassware a little bit. It's not the biggest, most robust Imperial Stout. But the nose, I'm getting some cherry notes, some cherry cola notes. I am getting the cacao nibs or cocoa nibs. I think it's pronounced cacao, yeah. Brown bread. What else? It's kind of a subdued nose, to be completely honest. Just a dusting of some dark roast coffee and maybe a little milkiness to it. It's really about it. It's not a complex nose. There's not too much to pull from that. Give it a shot. Cheers.
All right.
And hello to everybody.
Cheers.
It's definitely more robust on the flavor, which is nice. Nice moderate carbonation. You're getting the cherry cola kind of notes to it. Definitely the cacao nibs are pulling through. Like a dark cherry cola. Dark cherry chocolate and cola.
Sounds nice.
Very nice. It's pretty light for what it is. Probably a straight up medium body. Definitely. It is crisp, somewhat clean. I'm getting left with the residual cacao nib sweetness in the background. It's semi-dry, I would say, in the background, but I'm getting left with the cacao nibs and that cherry kind of note to it. There is a little bit of coffee or bitter roast in the background on the finish. It's a sweet complexion overall, as one would expect. And it's pretty refreshing for said style. So it's definitely crisp, moderately crisp. It's refreshing for the style. Is it clean? It's semi-sweet, as I mentioned. And that's really about it. I think when it warms up, I'm going to get more chewier, malty notes out of the beer. But we shall see how that goes. Cheers.
All right.
Nice and simple Imperial Stout, basically, but very nicely done.
Sounds good. Okay, so we have got Jean back. I'm going to go ahead and pull you
Sorry
up.
about that, guys. Again, one of those things. So hopefully things are okay right now.
Yeah, everything seems okay for the moment. We'll let you go ahead and tell us what you've got, and you can go ahead and pour it up and give us the rundown as well.
Okay. All right. Stone Imperial Stout, 10.5% ABV. Of course, Stone Brewing. Now look at this. Ain't this nice? Gold. Liquid gold, I call this. Motor oil. Yes. Man, oh man. Tried it. I did a review of it a couple of days ago. So it was my first time having the Stone. I've had other Stone products, of course, the IPA, and the Arrogant Bastard Ale, and of course all the other stuff that they have. But here's what the stout looks like. Very good. Nice head. Retention on the top. Beautiful color. It has notes of coffee, dark chocolate, and molasses. Also, about a little of some dry fruit, as they say. It's in this, but I'm going to give a sniff right now on this. It was released back in October of 18, so I guess this is their. They brought this back. It was a very popular product, and I think they discontinued. But I guess there were a lot of folks wanting it to come back, and they brought that back again. So this is the original recipe from 2000.
They used to call it the IRS, the Russian Imperial Stout.
Yes, and I'm wondering for some reason why they didn't call it Russian Imperial Stout. I wonder why. So, but
it's the Freedom Stout. All right.
Yes, exactly. So, and here we go.
You'll break it up.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm still breaking up.
Yeah, you're good now.
It was in and out.
Okay.
You're good. You're good at the moment, but yeah, it's kind of like
little yin and yang.
All right. Good dark chocolate flavor. There is a little of coffee in this. There's a little bit of maybe some cherry flavor I'm getting from this stout, but a little tinge of vanilla. But I'm very biased to 1050, and I wish Lagunitas had brought their stout back, but this is pretty good. This is really good. Excellent. So, the notes of the chocolate and the cherry, a little vanilla in there, but it's not overmasking this impeccable imperial stout. So, nothing more really needs to be said. I mean, this is just a winner, and I'm glad it's brought back. And I can easily get this just about anywhere here in Georgia. Good. Thankfully, I was at the local Vine, and also I was over at Total Wine where I saw this too. So, if you're looking for something
smoky or roasty about that beer,
it's very roasty for sure. Roasted malts definitely is there, and this is a perfect winter. Yeah. And as we all know, we're about to head to that cold weather now, and I say get plenty of this. Folks.
Yep. There you go. Down with that.
I think that's where I really feel like that's where Stone excels when they do a stout, when they do a really dark beer. I feel like it's a little, it feels like for their portfolio it's a little outside of their comfort zone, but when they do it, that is the kind of beer to take notice of. I think that's much better than a lot of their stouts or IPAs, to be completely honest.
Right. They've done the Stone by IPA. They've done several. I mean, there's so many out there.
Yeah, try something different from Stone once in a while.
So, and of course, their silly, ridiculous lawsuit. They had in 2018. People using the Stone name or the or the bastard name, for Eric Bastard Ale, but it's just kind of silly,
Oh wow.
But
right.
It's fabulous stout. So I'll give my score coming up.
All right. Sounds good. Well, here we go with the Jack's Abbey S'mores Framing Hammer. At least a year old, like I said. I think it is 2021, but there's no date. And as I poured it out, I was looking at the bottle too. There's nothing printed on the bottle.
I don't know how old they barrel aged it either from the website. Nope.
No. I like the 2022 lineup. They give you a lot more information. First of all, they print the year, and then they tell you a lot more on the back of the label. This one doesn't really say much other than that they have, it's bourbon barrel aged, and it has lactose, vanilla, and cacao beans.
Us nerds want to know.
So, anyway, like I said, the appearance is nice. The head, at 12%, it's been sitting there for quite a few minutes, and it's still got a little thin film, which is nice. A lot of times you don't get that with the high ABV barrel aged stuff. So the barrel's definitely coming through with this, getting a little like toasted oak. Of course, I'm getting vanilla. That could be some from the barrel and then some from the addition of the vanilla beans. A little dark chocolate, a little toasted bread notes in there as well. It doesn't smell boozy, but you can tell this is a higher ABV beer because the barrel notes are so strong with this. It smells really nice. There's a little bit maybe of like a toffee note in there as well. But it smells nice. Nothing that really screams s'mores though. Like with s'mores, I think marshmallow. Vanilla and lactose. We'll see how that translates to the palate, but it doesn't smell like like a campfire traditional s'mores that you might be thinking of.
I wonder how they treated. I wonder what kind of a barrel it was and how it was treated. Because if you do, instead of charring a barrel, if you do a toasted barrel, a lot of the time in the whiskey world, you end up getting marshmallowy notes from a toasted barrel, as opposed to heavily charring the barrel.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
Just warming the barrel really slowly over time, rather than charring it, will give you that marshmallowy note.
That is true, but because it's bourbon barrel aged, it makes me, and any bourbon is going to have charred barrels. So, like, that'd be a good idea to try, but they would have to like label it differently. I feel they'd have to put like toasted barrel or something.
That would be good. Toasted barrel aged framing hammer.
Yeah, but anyway, this is nice. It does kind of the vanilla and the lactose. This one does have lactose, and it does kind of translate a little bit more to the palate as a marshmallow. Wasn't getting that on the aroma, but it does have a nice little bit of a marshmallow type flavor to it. There's some chocolate coming through as well. Dark chocolate mostly from, I think, from the roasted malt, but just a little bit maybe with the lactose and the cacao beans, it kind of creates a slight milk chocolate, which is really s'mores. You're using like Hershey's milk chocolate, marshmallow, graham cracker. That's another thing too. To call this a s'mores framing hammer, I'm really surprised they don't put graham cracker in here. That would have really set it over the top with the s'mores flavor, but there's no graham cracker, so it's missing that component of it. To me, it should just be called like vanilla chocolate framing hammer or white chocolate framing hammer or
marshmallow.
I don't know. Yeah, but to call it a s'mores, it's missing that key component. For me, the graham cracker is what kind of makes it, because it's got that very distinct flavor that really pairs well with the chocolate and the marshmallow. But it's really enjoyable, and the barrel notes are coming through. Because this is a Baltic
what do you think,
port,
John, the type of bourbon? What do you think? What type of bourbon that they, maybe Henry Hill, one of the Kentucky brands?
I couldn't tell you. Yeah, it's probably just one of the, cheaper.
I see not
widely available. I don't think Jack's Abbey makes their own.
Here,
yeah, it's probably like Heaven Hill or maybe Buffalo Trace. I don't know, something that's pretty easy to come by. But it does have nice barrel notes, and the marshmallow kind of has that marshmallow effect. But I really am missing the graham cracker with this. To call it a s'mores, I was expecting that, and it's missing. Chocolate's there, roasted malt's nice. The body is what I was going to. So because this is a Baltic Porter and not a stout, it does drink a little bit lighter. It's not thin, but it's not thick and syrupy and viscous and sticking to the inside of my cheeks, and it doesn't have a lingering finish, which I prefer that versus the motor oil thick, like really heavy duty types, stouts. I like this. It's reminiscent to me of like a Bourbon County, like the body of the Bourbon County. You get all the complexity and the flavor that you're looking for without it being really heavy and lingering and thick and sticky. So I personally, I really like this. They could have gone, if it was thicker, because you've got the sweet ingredients in there with the vanilla, the lactose, and the chocolate. So it could have really been over the top and in your face, but it's very nicely balanced. So yeah, and the alcohol is well masked at 12%. That's getting up there. My only complaint, like I said, is really that the graham cracker, to be a s'mores, I feel like you have to have that graham cracker component, and it doesn't have it. So anyway, but a solid brew nonetheless. Really quick, we'll go to the comments. We got Shane Fudge in the comments. Good morning to you, Shane. Craig says Keystone is greater than Stone. Ooh. And Craig says, hit that like button. Yeah. I don't know about that. Well, yeah, that's
value
up in the air, Craig. All right,
just the whole the labels and all that nonsense. So
right. No, I know what he's.
We cannot use the Keystone. Like, do not put Stone on the side of cans. We will sue you. But they got like 80 some 90 points, but nothing has happened.
Right. All right. Well. We've all given our initial thoughts on these wonderful beers that we're drinking this morning. All Imperial, by the way, the lowest being 8.5. So we're getting our day started off right for sure. So
vitamin ABV.
Right. Well, let's go back. It's not supposed to get out of the 30s here today. I think the high today is supposed to be 39. So this is
something like that. Yeah.
This is going to be this is a nice start.
I'm headed that way for Christmas up to Jersey. So I'm going to be feeling that weather come Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Nice.
Turnpike.
Well, good deal. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back around. We'll give some more thoughts on these beers and go ahead and rate them up. We'll go back to you, Eric, first with your Lord Hobo.
Okay. If you crazy people are into sports, it's 2-0 Argentina over France currently.
Yep, I'm watching.
Anyway, enough of that shenanigans. We're doing the Bittersweet Dreams once again from Lord Hobo from their Woburn, Massachusetts location, Imperial Stout with coffee. And at this point, let's see where the temperature has gone with the ale. It is a little more sticky when it warms. It's not really warm, but while it's warming, it's a little bit more sticky. I'm getting a little bit more toffee notes. And as I suspected, the maltier bready notes are coming out much more predominantly. There's more of a, I guess it's a roasty coffee flavor that's coming out at this point. So it is evolving into a much bigger feeling Imperial Stout at this point. But I would still say it's a medium-bodied beer, and all those similar notes are still remaining. That cherry chocolate cola note is the most predominant, with a small amount of a smoky, or not smoky, but a small amount of a roasty medium style coffee is in there as well. It is semi-sweet. It does have all of the same moderate carbonation notes, moderate crispness. It is refreshing for what it is. Definitely for what it is. It's a beer you could drink very easily without noticing. 8.5%. It's not the most extremely flavorful beer. It's got really easily defined notes that you can pick up. It's not super complex. It would be good for somebody that's not used to Imperial Stouts, is not used to the higher ABV, that wants a little bit more of a drinkability to get them through their first time drinking an Imperial Stout. And if you like chocolate, this is an interesting one to drink. I would give it an 80. It's a B plus. I would give it an 80. I'm thinking an 87 out of 100. It is a really good beer, and it's in a really good mixed variety 12-pack right now from Lord Hobo. It is about 23 and change US dollars for the new variety pack of Imperial grade IPAs and the stout. So 87, it's still a high recommendation. If you can go to that brewery and try it on tap, it might even be a better experience. But 87.
Very nice. You know what sounds? I mean, that beer sounds really good. I like the cherry cola notes, and some of the stuff you were describing sounds right up my alley. But if they had a barrel aged version of that, Lord Hobo, if you're out there watching, barrel age that sucker, and then put it out in like 22-ounce, bomber bottles or something.
Elijah Craig barrel.
Yeah, so that sounds nice. But yeah, I like stouts with the cola. A lot of stouts are missing that, but some of the Bourbon County has the cola notes, and some of the really, really high end, like barrel aged stuff has cola notes to it. So I'd be very interested to try that beer. I'll have to keep my eyes
with the carbonation. With the carbonation, it even more reminds you of the cola notes. It really, the carbonation is it's nice and lifty. It lifts all of those flavors and makes it really discernible on the palate. Yep.
Nice. All right, so 87 out of 100 for the Lord Hobo. John, what are you thinking about the Stone Imperial Stout? 10.5% there.
Yeah, I mean, for many people, again, if you have never done an Imperial, tried Stone, I mean, you don't know what you're missing. I mean, it's really good. Just fabulous. Again, the roastiness is there. Again, the undercurrent of that the dark chocolate, the little vanilla that's kind of beneath the dark chocolate, also some little cherry as I'm getting in this. This is just a fabulous, fabulous stout for sure. So I'm going to go 92 out of 100 for this one.
Nice. What you may have already touched on this, I don't know, but the bitterness, how bitter would you say that it is? Slightly
bitter, but it's nothing, compared compared to the ones we like with dry Irish stouts, like a Murphy's, whatever, but there's a slight bitterness to this one. But ain't that big of a deal, right?
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of the Imperial Stouts are the
tend to be sweet.
Russian Imperial Stouts, though, a lot of times they have more of the bitter effect on the finish, and maybe I'm mistaken, but Stone that is the same recipe as the Russian Imperial. They just dropped the Russian.
Same one.
And when I had that beer, I mean, like I said, it's been years and years, but typically, like the Russian Imperials have a little bit more bitterness to them than like your standard stouts, at least in my experience. Like, what's the one? The North Coast Russian Imperial, Old
Oh,
Rasputin.
Old Rasputin, right?
That is
Old Rasputin.
it's a great stout, high, Imperial stout, but it's got a like moderate to high bitterness on the finish. It'll kick your ass if you're not ready for it. Because most people they're drinking stouts, or at least me anyway. I'm drinking a stout and I'm expecting like some dark chocolate, some malty, roasty notes, but they're typically more bready and sweet. And then you get to the Russian Imperials, and they're just like.
Yes, I was going to ask you that, like the KBSs of the world, or the.
Well, yeah, those are all very sweet. Even with the KBS, with all the coffee in there, it's still much sweeter than like Old Rasputin.
I agree.
You're an alcohol present.
Yeah.
Not like it's a huge alcohol hit, but more alcohol presence than I would say Old Rasputin.
Right. All right. So yeah, 92.
Is this one you're drinking? Is a little sweet too? Very little bitterness on that one.
So the one I'm drinking is definitely more sweet. The s'mores, yeah. I would say, actually, you know what? They list the IBUs on this. 45 IBUs.
Wow,
that's 45 as well.
For a stout
It does not drink like 45 IBUs. Now this is at least a year old, so it could have some of that bitterness could have faded, but this is
if there was graham cracker, it could have faded too from a year.
But they don't. The problem though is they just there's no graham cracker in it though. They just didn't bother putting it in there. Unless it just says lactose, vanilla beans, and cacao. It doesn't even list this as
we're banking on the fact that the barrel may give you a note of that. Okay.
I guess so, yeah. And really it's not there. That's the key component for me that's missing that would have created that s'mores effect, and it's just not there. All that being said, it's still a wonderful beer, and I would recommend it. But of the Framing Hammer beers that I've had, it's probably one of my least favorite. The Brownie Batter Donut being the 2022 Brownie Batter Donut being the worst of the bunch. But this one it's not bad, but it's missing the s'mores flavor. If it was labeled like something different, I would give it a much higher score. But I'm going to be generous. I'm going to say 93. Or no, not 90. 93, which is an A, but it's on the low end, just kind of getting into that range. I was torn between an A- and an A. 92 would have been A- for me, so 93 is just getting into that A range, but it's missing the graham cracker, so I had to dock it big points. But the barrel notes are there. It's very barrel forward. Without being too boozy, and the chocolate, the vanilla, it's all there. It's just the graham cracker. I don't know. I'd be interested to know why they didn't put graham cracker in it, because that's part of the s'mores, right? So, and I have had other s'mores porters and stouts, and they clearly, say on the label, graham cracker, marshmallow, and chocolate. So this is one of the first that I've had that just is missing that part of it. But anyway, 93 out of 100, great stuff. It's a wonderful barrel-aged Baltic porter, but if you're looking for that s'mores fix, you may be slightly disappointed because it doesn't have that graham cracker. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's go back.
They'll be disappointed, bamboozled.
Yeah, I think if you like barrel-aged porters, barrel-aged stouts, I think you're gonna freaking love it. But if you're going into it like, oh, I want a s'mores, yeah, you may not be satisfied with that part of it. But for the rest of it, I think it's pretty spot on. I mean, pretty dynamite for a barrel-aged beer.
Some of those have been hit and miss, the Framing Hammers.
What's that?
Some of them have been hit and miss.
Yeah, I've had. I would say the only one though. See, this still is an A for me. The Brownie Batter Donut.
That was a gimmick beer, huh?
See that's it's pretty low because it doesn't taste like a donut or chocolate brownie. Nothing. It tastes like somebody just poured hard liquor into a Guinness or something. It's very
balanced,
very boozy and nothing to indicate that there's like brownie anything in it.
Not bringing anything to the table, basically.
I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that one.
I will clear that one.
I guess every you You can't win them all, I guess. But anyway, let's go back around and we'll do. If you have any shout outs or anything you want to show and tell, anything like that, go for it. Eric, we can start with you.
Yeah, so we're gonna do on my channel, the Thomas Metal 75 channel of YouTube, for the Masters Beer Reviews. That is the 21st of December, 2022. We're gonna do another Wild Card Wednesday. That is, bring a beer, wine, or a spirit, really any adult beverage. Let's have some fun. And all I ask is you're not a douche. Cheers. Shout out some channels of YouTube. I will shout out a beer and a whiskey channel. I'll shout out beer, barbecue, and baseball. Go check out our man there from the Missouri area. Really good beer reviewer, really good viewer, and participator on the chats of all of our various YouTube shows. So go give him a subscription. Also on the whiskey side of things, sort of a newcomer from last year. He's gaining the subscribers, but he definitely could use some more. He does a lot of 5-minute whiskey reviews of any variety, mostly bourbons, but almost any variety. The channel's called The Barley Lads. Go give him a subscription if you like anything whiskey based. So cheers to barbecue, beer, and baseball, and to the Barley Lads, and to everybody on the panel and in the chat. Cheers.
All right, the Barleys. I'll have to. I don't think I'm subscribed over there. I do like my my whiskey review channel, so I'll have to go check that out.
Very, very short, sweet, and concise reviews.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so Mr. Pierre, you got anything?
Yes. I hope you guys enjoy the reviews I uploaded from Iron Shield Brewing, the Munchner lager, Seven Sisters from Iron Shield Brewing, based here in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and I did Delirium. Finally, did Delirium. Nice. So that was pretty cool. And so those are the two I've uploaded on the channel. As far as coming up, I still have 2 beers I'm going to try to review. I'm going to try to cram a lot of these reviews before I leave on Thursday. I got the Odd Pets. This is that's the name of the brewery. Yeah. From Foam Breweries up where you guys are in Burlington, Vermont. This is the Odd Pets. This is their dry Irish stout. There's the can, what it looks like, as you can see.
Oh, nice.
That's cool. Oh.
Yeah, so I saw it, it said brewed in Burlington, Vermont. So I said, okay, let me check it out. Foam Breweries. So this is a nice little 5.8% Irish stout. I picked this up yesterday at Lidl. This is one of their products that they sell. They're the Van Danken. This is their lager, European lager from Germany, 4.9%. It was in a 6-pack for $7.99. A 6-pack of these 11.2 ounce bottles. It's not 12 ounce, people. 11.2 ounce. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. What you see, but I have that, and that's really much it. Right? Oh yeah, I still got that chocolate babka. Hold on a second. I think that's the name of it. This is from Trader Joe's.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is the
Bozine.
This is from Campanology, the chocolate babka pastry stout.
Wow. Okay.
Babka, chocolate babka pastry stout. Huh. Okay. Campanology Brewing. Really is the folks Octopi Brewing. They do contract brews under 2 different names. Campanology, they sell those at Trader Joe's, and State of Brewing, they sell those at Aldi's. So, all right,
go fit. But yeah, so
pour over vanilla ice cream or pair with sliced babka. Okay, yep. Internet.
And this is 10% ABV.
Ooh,
interesting.
Nice. It's too bad the Trader Joe, like there's a Trader Joe in Acton, which is a town over for me.
Yep.
And they don't sell alcohol at the Trader Joe's.
Come to my area. Foxborough has the booze.
And there's not an Aldi anywhere around here, or a Lidl that I'm aware of. There is a Total Wine & More in Woburn, So I'll have to. And I've been there once. I do plan on making a trip there soon to see what new Bourbon County variants they have. But yeah, other than that.
So the nearest Trader Joe's, John, you have to go where Eric lives at, right?
I guess so. Yeah, to get the good stuff. I can go to the Trader Joe's, not too far from here, and get all the cookie butter that I want, which is amazing. But if I want their beers, I got to go to another location. I'd really want to go just to buy the barrel aged stout. That's literally the name of the beer. It's just called barrel aged stout. And I believe it's Trader Joe's.
Yep.
Which maybe it's Campanology, but
didn't Jay do the review last week or 2 weeks ago?
I think he did, and he gave it a very high review of it. And I've watched 3 or 4 reviews on YouTube, people that have done it, and they all give it really, really high ratings. Like it's one of those things that, like even the really snobby beer reviewers, not that I watch a ton of those people, but there's been a few that have reviewed it, and they have also given it. I won't mention any names, but they have also given it very high marks. So
I want names.
I want to try it. I think one of them may have been Darwin. I'm not sure, but I won't mention any names. But here's no. But there were 2 or 3, and these people are very those types of beers usually don't stand a chance. And the 2 that I watched from these reviewers, they both got in like the A range, which I was shocked. And then of course Jay Terrio did his, and he gave it a 97, 90. I gave it
about 93 when I reviewed. I gave it a 93.
So I'm hoping that I can at least pick up one of those. But anyway, as far as shout outs for me, I don't really have anything this week. Michael and I were talking about doing a new Bourbon County thing, but he hasn't gotten it yet. So he's got to let me know when he gets this is the 2022 just standard Bourbon County. So that's coming up at some point.
Remember, on those Bourbon counties, those ABV can be different, depends on the state.
Right. I don't care.
The one I had bought up in North Carolina, it was 14.3.
That's the one I got. I think all of the new 2022 standard Bourbon counties are 14.3 because
okay.
I mean, you'll have to let me know if you can get the new 2022 in Georgia. It would have to be dropped down to 14.
Yeah.
But I think because last year the standard Bourbon County was 14.0, which is why we got it in Georgia.
Right.
But now that it's back to 14.3, unless they make another version to sell in states like Georgia, then you probably won't see it at all in Georgia or Alabama or Tennessee or any of those Bible Belt states that have strict alcohol laws. But anyway, that's all I've got. Stout Sunday, of course. Hopefully I'll be able to do it again next week. Same time, same place. If not,
hey, that will be Christmas Day.
Yep.
I will not be doing Stout Sunday next. Holy cow! Christmas is 1 week from today. That's right.
It is. Yes.
So no, I won't be doing Stout Sunday.
Closing out the year.
So if there is a Stout Sunday next week and anybody wants to join, that'll be on Ron Ontario's channel. Because
he has his internet. Hopefully his internet will be up and
Kate would kill me if I neglected Christmas morning to do Stout Sunday. Anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap it up since it's just the 3 of us. We've gotten through everything. Got our ratings on the bottom for anybody who may have joined late. 87, I think, was the lowest rating, which is still pretty good. And then a 93 for Jean's beer. So success. I call that success. Anyway, enjoy the World Cup. Whoever's watching that, enjoy your family, your friends. You got football coming up later today, so enjoy that. And whatever it is you do on Sunday afternoon. And we'll see you all in the next one. Not next week, but the following week.
On the next one.
And until then, everybody, cheers, stay safe, and have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Cheers.